I didn't wake up this morning as early as I expected. Thought for sure we're gonna hit the road at like 4:30 or something like that. It's 5:30 in the morning, I think. Just about 6. So we're gonna hit the road here a little bit this morning in hopes that we can run into some wildlife. The temperature's nice and cool, man. We've been running the heater. It's been nice.
It's 7 degrees right now.
Morning, Cruzy. Yeah. Looks like it's going to be an awesome morning. Beautiful. Yeah, the spot we stayed at was great. Just off the little side dirt road off the Alaska Highway here.
As we travel farther north here in Canada, the populations get smaller. So if you were to take every single town and community in the entire territory, it's only 46,000 people.
My only animal is a rabbit. Yay, we've seen something. There's bunny rabbits all over this highway. There's 2, 3, 4, one in the middle of the road right now. Look at them all. Guys, can you move? He was sitting in the pothole. What are you guys doing? Oh, there's a sign that says services. I'm hoping to get coffee. Services 2 kilometers. I never made a coffee when I got up this morning, so grabbing one on the road here would be damn awesome. And this area here, just as we're getting into the mountains, is gorgeous, but covered in cloud. I hope this wasn't the hotel that sign was talking about, because I'm pretty sure we ain't getting no coffee here. You guys got any fresh coffee? Alaska Highway, historic mile 710. Ranch area. You can tell this sign's seen better days. After World War II was over and the rest of the country was returning to normal, the Alaska Highway was under military control. Civilian traffic was restricted by both government regulated and the lack of services for the casual traveler. In 1946, the British Yukon Navigation Companies started a bus service from Dawson Creek, British Columbia to Whitehorse, Yukon. The company financed the construction of the 4 highway lodges along this route, provided gas to their trucks, buses, and refreshments for passengers. The Alaska Highway, starting from mile 0 in BC all the way through, has a super rich history. And by luck today, we just kind of found this sign, but there's signs like that all over the place out here. I'm pretty sure somewhere there's probably a map where you can find the history of all these places and all those little historic mile marker signs and the history behind them. Because I know coming up the Alaska Highway, I've seen signs like that in the middle of nowhere. What the heck? So I stop and go take a look. And I was like, damn, you learn history, like most of that highway was built by men and horses, and that's really about it. It's pretty wild, the history out here. All right. Now I really want a coffee.
The Yukon Territory is actually really big, and to only have 46,000 people that live throughout this whole territory, you can guarantee one thing: sometimes hundreds of kilometers of driving between one community and the next, and a lot of places where you see no people at all.
Alright, another services sign, 2 kilometers. Oh, just over the top of my hand here, this place just seems to get more and more beautiful. What do you guys think? Think they're open? You think they got coffee? I don't see anybody. No, sign says closed. Are you serious? It says motel on the barn. Welcome to the Canadian North. Definitely lots of amazing places to camp all over here. All I see is campers at the most epic spots. Okay, wait a minute, we gotta back up. What the heck does that say? Supernatural British Columbia welcomes you. Hold on a second here. Yeah, we're bouncing back into BC for a short minute. Look, it goes boop into British Columbia, boop back into the Yukon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to beautiful British Columbia. No grand re-entrance to the Yukon with a big fat sign or what? There seems to be out here a lot of old gas stations that are just not a thing anymore. That's where the gas pumps used to be. There's a little piece of concrete right there. That'd be the gas pumps. I wonder if these guys got coffee. Is there any coffee ready? Really could use a coffee. Where's the old gas pump? I think we're gonna have to pull over here at some point and make a coffee and some breakfast. But I think there's a little village up here called Teslin. It looks like they may be a place to grab a coffee and pause for the morning. Maybe stay for the day. Looks like up ahead here we're coming into Teslin Lake Village. Welcome to the village of Teslin. Oh, that bridge is awesome down there. Nesutlin River? Is that how you pronounce that? Nesutlin River Delta. We definitely need to see some of these. Look at the moosies. Ah, bummer. I just tried to throw the drone up because I thought getting some shots of that epic bridge out there. But it's an enhanced fly warning zone, so without calling the FCC or whatever they're called to get permission or to see if it's an active area still, you just avoid it. Anytime that drone gives you a warning, just put it away. No need to fuss with that kind of stuff. Oh, that bridge is awesome.
Throwing the drone up in this scenario is just good for videos because it gives you guys the grander scale on what all of this stuff looks like and gives you a bird's eye view. And for me, it's fun to be able to see this area from up in the sky.
Oh, this is awesome. So beautiful.
I may have been bummed out about not throwing the drone up, but a little later I got bummed out because I crashed my drone.
Cool. Let's go find some coffee. We're gonna top up on some fuel. Look at the frog. It's like, what up? What's up, weirdos? It's always a bit nerve-wracking when you come into a new area like a province, or if you're watching from the US, like a new state, to know what their gas pump policies are. Do you pump first, pay first? It's always that awkward moment. Because these ones here, I don't think they have pay at the pump option.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm working and starting.
Oh, it's great.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's the first time I've ever left it on the top. I usually just go and put it out every time I need it. But since I've been on the pavement so much, I just left it up there and it works great. Once in a while you can hear it move and find a new position. It's awesome.
Oh, you driving in?
Yeah, like it's on right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I usually always just put it out all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then because I make YouTube videos for a living, so I put it out when I need to use it. But since we've been on the road, I'm like, let's just leave it up there. So now it's like driving around with cell phone service everywhere. Yeah, it's awesome.
I need to take it, that's why I asked.
Yeah, way worth the money. But a lot of people definitely ask about Starlink on the road, especially now that it's up on the roof. Check out that thing. Yeah. And these things are screaming Yukon, baby. Look at that, baby. Yeah. That breakfast was damn good. But while I was sitting there, I was reading some of the history on this town, and there are some funny stories. So the community of Teslin was situated on historic mile 804 of the Alaska Highway along Teslin Lake. The Hudson Bay established a small trading post here in 1903 called the Teslin Post. Here's a funny story in here. I love this, is so cool. Trapper George Johnston lived from 1884 to 1972. Trapper and photographer, founded the Teslin taxi. The trapper George Johnston also brought the first car into Teslin, and it was a 1928 Chevrolet. He built a 3 to 5 mile or 4 to 8 kilometer road for his Teslin taxi. And since the Alaska Highway was not even built yet, cool, there was a car right here in this town when there was no highway at all around here. That's a freaking awesome story. In the winter, he put chains on the car, painted it white, and drove it on the frozen Tesla Lake. The 28 Chevy has also been restored, no way, and is now permanently on display at the George Johnston Museum. We are going there today. What a freaking cool story. That guy's badass. Gotta love a person who's like way out here when there was no road, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get a car in here somehow and build a road myself and start my own taxi service. Here's the museum. It's 9:30 in the morning. Sign says open. Yeah, doors are open. Man, I gotta see this car. Morning.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Yeah, so first we recognize we are on the traditional territory of the Teslin Tlingit. Gunesh Chishadi Adi means thank you for coming in the Tlingit language. So yeah, the Tlingit people originally came from the coast of Alaska, and then when the Russians came, they wanted furs. And the Tlingit people didn't want the Russians going inland, and so they decided to send some of their own people instead. And that's why we have Tlingit people here in Teslin. So the culture here was mainly based around hunting and trapping, and people spent most of the year out on their family trap lines. They'd come into Teslin once or twice a year to get together and trade. And so George Johnston, here's a picture of him here, a Tlingit man born in the late 1800s. His birth name was Kosh Claw, and he would have been at least partly raised by his uncle, who was a trader who would go down to Juneau to sell his furs. So George heard a lot of stories about the outside world, and when he was 16 years old, he decided to go down to Juneau on his own. And yeah, while he was there, he learned a lot about the Tlingit culture and the world outside this little area. So when he came back, he ordered a camera from the Eaton's catalog.
Eaton's? No,
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and he couldn't read or write at that time, so the instructions the camera would have come with would have been useless.
Yeah.
So he taught himself how to use the camera, build his own darkroom, develop his photos.
I like this guy.
And yeah, most of the photos we have in the museum were taken by him.
Oh, that's
or
awesome.
People he taught to use a camera. And yeah, so then another interesting thing he did was in 1928. He had a really good year trapping, so he went up to Whitehorse to sell his furs. And while he was there, he saw a car at the Taylor Dray store and decided that he wanted to buy it. There were no roads in Teslin at that time,
Yeah.
so everyone thought he was a little bit crazy. But he got it delivered down here by boat, and he got some local people to help him build a road.
Yeah.
So the stretch of highway between here and the Heritage Center is approximately where his road was. And he'd drive on that during the summer, and he'd give people taxi rides and make a little money doing that.
I like it.
And then during the winter, he'd go out on the frozen lake, and he'd go hunting with his car.
Yeah.
And so he realized that animals would be able to see him, so he painted his car white to blend in with the snow.
Ooh, I was not expecting this. Oh. There it is. That's the original. That's the very car he used to run the taxi here. What a freaking cool story. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. There it is. That is wild. And it's pretty cool that this guy was a photographer to capture all this stuff. There it is, white. That's awesome. He painted it white just so we could blend in with the snow, and he put a sled behind it. I like it. Oh, the displays. That is one big bear. Holy crap. I would not want, wouldn't, imagine if that thing walked into your camp. That's nuts. A good old toboggan. Some other places in the world will probably call that a sled, but that's a toboggan. And a little weasel. Man, they did a beautiful job in here. Get some furs. Wow. All guys are soft. Oh, little weasels. They're soft too. All right, out here they said that there is a building that I can get into. She gave me the code. It's a secret code. So she was saying this is why they built the Alaska Highway. I guess these buildings were for radio communication, and they put these all over the place along the Alaska Highway so they can communicate with the planes and stuff flying in and out of Alaska. So those would be the towers right there. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's sweet. So out here they built ones. These are obviously not real, they're pictures, and they put the actual real ones inside of here. So here's some more photos that this guy took from the 1940s to the 1950s. This is rad. Look at these guys having fun. That's definitely a dude. George Forsyth wearing Miss McCleary's clothes in the Royal Canadian Air Force Common Room in 1945. Parties were central to airport social life. That is awesome. And that's the original radio tower. It's now taken down, but oh my gosh, this is a good stop, dude. I was telling the lady in there that it's these small communities here that are so freaking easy to drive through because you don't kind of see what's off. And I probably would have driven through here if I didn't Google this town while I was having some breakfast to see what this place had to offer. George Johnston, you're a badass. 100%. Yo. Check out the old Ford truck towing the old Ford truck. Yeah. Well, I crashed my drone, the batteries are running low, and I don't know where it is. Come on, where are you at? Find my drone, right there. Find my drone. Come on, I thought I just seen you come into range. RC within range. Find my drone. Map's not installed. What do you mean? I just can't find it, or what the heck? I'm guessing I don't have any GPS on it right now. There's the camera shot. Where is it, man? Where is it? It's got no map. I don't hear anything. My drone officially has no battery power left. No! I think the drone's this way somewhere. Because I go that way and it's out of connection. But it seems to be holding on to a little bit of it. It says it's beeping and flashing right now. I think it might be pretty deep in there. I don't hear it. We officially lost the beautiful 4K bird that always flies in the sky above us on our travels. What's this trip gonna be like without a drone? It still says it's beeping and flashing. Oh, that's it. Turning off. Aircraft sitting for an extended period. Powering off automatically. Wait until aircraft cools down. And it says aircraft not connected. That's it. Oh, I'm sad. Nobody says being a YouTuber is cheap. Okay, let's see if those images at least were saved onto here. The only image saved was the one that's recording right now as it sits on the ground somewhere. That's the last thing it recorded, and I don't know why I recorded this one but didn't keep any of the other shots. Well, wherever you are, drone, somewhere after kilometer 800 on the Alaska Highway, rest in peace. We had a good time together, and I feel sad that it's out there somewhere and we couldn't collect it. Rest in peace, little buddy. Anyway, you guys, being a YouTuber ain't cheap. Sometimes we wreck camera gear on the trail just to try to get awesome shots to share with you guys. That's all I got for you today. I'm probably gonna go cry now. That's why I put on my glasses so y'all don't see me ball my face off. I love that little drone. All right, you keep your double V's up, and I'll see you guys back out here on the road somewhere on the next one. Rest in peace, little buddy. It's a sad day.